There are goals that are remembered, and there are decisions that are never forgotten. This is not the story of a goal. It is the story of a goodbye. A summer. A signature. A silence that followed. In 2018, a man at the peak of the mountain chose to walk down it himself. Before the mountain could ask him to leave, they called it a transfer. History will call it something else. Before the ending, there was a kingdom. 9 years. 4 European crowns. A run no club had built before, and none have built since. He did not arrive at the top. He built it, night after night, in stadiums that learned his name before they learned to fear it. 450 goals. 438 matches. More goals than games. Let that settle like dust after a final whistle. Every must-win night had the same answer. Cristiano. Every desperate minute had the same name written on it. Cristiano. He and Messi stood shoulder to shoulder. 5 Ballons d'Or each. A rivalry balanced like a blade on its edge. The story was still being written. Then summer came. And summer sometimes ends chapters early. No crown stays comfortable forever. Underneath the trophies, something had grown quiet and heavy. A man who felt unseen, standing exactly where everyone was watching him. He wanted more than applause. He wanted to be believed in. And when belief felt thin, he did what kings rarely do. He chose to leave the throne while it was still his. Not finished. Not falling. Not fading. Just finished with waiting. Even his greatest rival admitted he never saw it coming. Nobody expected the man who built Madrid's modern empire to walk out while the empire still stood. But some decisions are not about logic. They are about ego, pride, and the ache to be wanted somewhere new. So he packed 9 years into one suitcase. And football held its breath. On paper, it made sense. A club built for winning. A league hungry for his shadow. A continent waiting for one more chapter of dominance. He gave them everything a man can give alone. Goals that broke records. Performances that silenced doubt. Numbers that read like poetry. But football is not written on paper. It is written by 11 men together under pressure. And the team around him was not the team he left behind when Europe's trophy never arrived. The story turned the way stories sometimes do. Unfairly, suddenly, sharply. The same man who had spent a decade rescuing teams in midnight finals was now being asked why he couldn't rescue this one alone. Legends are not immune to the cruelty of expectation. They are simply expected to survive it. This is where the story turns its quietest page. When he left Madrid, the scoreboard read even. 5 each. A rivalry suspended in perfect balance. He had just lifted another European crown. The throne seemed his to claim again. Instead, another man's name was called. Luka Modric. Deserving. Brilliant. Unexpected. And in that single moment, the center of gravity in football quietly moved. For the first time in a decade, the brightest light in the room was not standing where he used to stand. History did not announce the shift. It simply continued without asking permission. So we are left with the question that never sleeps. What if he had stayed? What if Zidane had one more autumn with him? What if the dynasty had one more winter to grow? Would the trophy count look different? Would the debate that never ends finally have an ending? No one can answer that. Not the statisticians. Not the pundits. Not even the man himself, most nights, alone with his thoughts. Because football is not built from what could have happened. It is built, brick by brick, from what a man chose to do. On one particular afternoon, in one particular summer, when the world was still begging him to stay. But maybe the question has always been the wrong one. Maybe this was never about what he lost, the day he walked away. Maybe it was always about what he gave. before he ever reached for the door. 9 years. 9 years of nights that felt impossible until he made them possible. Comebacks written in the final 5 minutes. Goals that turned silence into noise, and noise into history. For so many of us, he was not just a player. He was the reason we stayed up past midnight. The reason we believed the impossible. Had a heartbeat, and a jersey number, and a name. Manchester United gave the world his rise. But Madrid gave the world his transformation. From a boy with talent, into a man who became immovable. From the memory of an entire era. And no transfer. No statistic. No Ballon d'Or that slipped through his fingers will ever quiet what those 9 years built. Because trophies are kept in cabinets. Memories are kept in people. And the people who watched him will carry Real Madrid's Cristiano Ronaldo long after the trophies have gathered dust.